Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If you are surprised to hear what Tucker Carlson said about the US government, Putin, and an interview, that means you don't know much about this world. Sorry to say it, but it's okay. That's why I'm here. Just kidding. So, we have two articles coming from the Russian side, obviously, reporting what Tucker said about his planned interview with the president of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. He wanted to interview him. I don't know if you remember when Tucker still had his Tucker Carlson Tonight show, then he said that his emails were hacked, or at least some organizations, some agencies tapped into them, and pressure was put on him to cancel his attempted interview with Vladimir Putin. Hey, let only the government have authority to tell you what Putin thinks and what Putin wants to do or say. They will tell you because they never lie. Tucker or others, no, then don't let them go and interview that guy. No. So let me show you. First article is from Russia Today. From the 24th of September 2023. US government stopped me from interviewing Putin. Tucker Carlson. No surprise here. The former Fox News host has questioned why, and I'm quoting, you are not allowed to hear the Russian president's voice. Because some might like it, and then they're going to have a bigger problem than they have it. So that's the one article. The other one comes from Sputnik, and it says Tucker Carlson tried to interview Putin, but Biden government stopped him. Now, this is something that we, who lived in other countries, are familiar with this kind of situations. Now they're done a little bit differently. They're done a little bit, in a covert way. Before it was like you knew, or they would tell you, we're gonna you up. Here it's a little bit different. As I said, these guys are taking your money with a smile on their face, or they push their propaganda in a very psychologically intelligent method and way, not like the Soviets. You're gonna do it or we're gonna boom boom you. No, here no. You're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. We're gonna send the law enforcement with a little warrant to talk to you, and then after that they will invite you somewhere and you're gonna lose your job, and after you lose your job you're gonna lose the means to eat, to support the family. So how is that called? Economic genocide? What is it? So yeah, say something these guys don't like and you lose your job. And then what? Maybe you find another job, maybe. So they destroy you economically. But it's the land of the free and the fuck of the brave. Okay. So former Fox News host Tucker Carlson has alleged that unnamed figures in Washington obstructed his attempts to interview Russian President Vladimir Putin. And I'm quoting Tucker, I tried to interview Vladimir Putin and the US government stopped me. If he were to lie, he would be in jail now, right? Something would happen. These guys would come and say, hey, wait a minute. You can say that it's a lie and we can punish it because this. I mean, you can make a false claim, can you? Especially against the government. Carlson claimed in an interview with Swiss publication the Weltwoche, the World Week, published on Thursday. He also explained that he felt let down by the lack of support for his situation that he says he received from US news media. Of course. He said, I'm quoting, I don't think there was anybody who said, wait a second, I may not like this guy, but he has a right to interview anyone he wants, and we have a right to hear what Putin says, end quote. This would be in a real free country. But it's not like that. Okay, this is 101 garbage. So he said, and I'm quoting again Carlson, you're not allowed to hear Putin's voice. Because why? There was no vote on it. No one asked me. So if you think that you live in this fantastic country, you're not. A lot of things could be tweaked and improved. That's why partly I'm here and you're here. But some people like this, because some people like to be like children. They are children, children brain and adult bodies. And they like to be told what to do and protected by someone else, by giving someone else the power to protect you. That means that person can do whatever that person wants with you if they want. So you are at their whim. Is that how that's the word, whim? Remember, go in your basement, order your stuff from Amazon online, work in a basement, don't interact with other people face to face or exchange ideas, right? Consume, and shut the fuck up, okay? This is the land of the free and the blah blah of the brave. So let's move on here. And I'm quoting, "I am an American citizen," end quote, ha, ha, ha. Carlson told the Weltwoche. And I'm quoting again, "I'm a much more loyal American than, say, Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, who didn't even grow up in this country. She grew up in Canada, and they're telling me what it is to be a loyal American? Question mark." Carlson, well, yes and no, Tucker. I agree with that because, you see, I don't know about Kamala, but there are some other people who, yeah, she gave those. But some of us did something to become American citizens. Others just came out of their mom's pussies. That means, you know, and what did you do? No, I'm not talking about Tucker. I'm talking about others. So, you know, we wanted to become, some of us just came from economic reasons, just to get money and leave our culture at home and in our communities outside of the American dream. Okay? Go around the block a little bit and see these enclaves, how they live. They live with your money, your opportunity created by your ancestors and you with their little cultures over there. They don't even speak English. But anyway, that's a different story, which is their right. But then go and vote. I don't need an ID. All right. Yeah. Okay. What language do you speak? I know Zabagapa. Okay. Well, we're going to get a translator for you. Anyway, Carlson said on Fox News, it says, well, he was kicked out of that. And let's go to Sputnik. Tucker Carlson tried to interview Putin, but Biden government stopped him. What is this? If you would hear this, if this would happen, I'm pretty sure it happens in other countries that we call tyrannical and authoritarian and all that, they will say it for good reason and for reality. My God, that person is not allowed, you know, things like this. Here, zip it, don't even talk about it. Cowards. But why are you coward? Because you're afraid. You're afraid to act. Why would you be afraid to act? Because of consequences. Are there consequences? Yes, negative ones. So why are there negative ones? Because we live in a land of the free. There had been media speculation about Tucker Carlson wanting to conduct an interview with Vladimir Putin. Last month, a media group, Russia Segodnya, editor-in-chief Margarita Simonian, said that the former Fox News host was asking for an interview with Russia's president as she praised the American political commentator for doing a great job. And here it is. "I tried to interview Vladimir Putin and the US government stopped me," end quote, Carlson claimed in an interview with Swiss media. And the same thing. Because why you don't want to hear it? There's no vote or it. Well, and here is on this Geopolitics Live, Tucker Carlson trying to interview Putin, pop. "I'm an American citizen," that's true, but if you're an American citizen, they can fuck you up easier and faster. And I'm quoting again, "There is almost no coverage of the rest of the world in Western media. Americans don't have a good sense of it. What we in this country refer to the post-war order, all the institutions set up in the wake of World War II to keep the world peaceful and prosperous, and the United States at the top of the pyramid, and that would include the dominance of the dollar, the SWIFT system, NATO, all of that appears to be crumbling to me." Of course, that's what I said many times. These guys are just, these guys are creating now parallel institutions through SWIFT, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and not only. And they will little by little. And I'm quoting again, "There has been a very aggressive attempt over a number of decades of the people who run the United States to control what is available on our news stations and our newspapers, to control the news media," he said. Now you can say, well, this is crazy. This is just Tucker Carlson. Well, there's evidence to support that, my friends. Give me about 2 hours and I will give you about 50 examples. But anyway, they exist to hold the people in power accountable. They're talking about the media. And instead, they do exactly the opposite. Shouldn't we know all that we can? No. Yes, we should. But hey, I hope that Tucker will, and I think he will, be able to interview Putin or anybody else who wants to interview or should. Because like in any kind of verbal spat or situation, you want to hear from both sides. Remember, if someone reports domestic violence and the police shows up, law enforcement, at your door, they don't just go and jump on, hey, he beat me, and they just arrest that guy. No, you're going to interview both of them, talk, and if they talk with the neighbor, talk to them with any witnesses, and then they make a determination what to do. And the first thing over there is safety. So they're going to probably separate them. Now, if they have evidence at that moment, and they consider, the law enforcement considers that one of the party was the aggressor, and the other one, so the suspect, the other one, the victim, then they will remove him, go into jail, and then going to probably release him in 1 or 2 days after that. The preliminary or whatever trial that they have at the beginning, and they'll have the next day, and he's going to be out, and they're going to probably do a no contact order and so on. But the thing here is, I would like to hear what the other guy has to say, but these guys are just interpreting us, for us, like we're tards, what that guy says. And then when he says it, we interpret it the way we want it. No, like someone said, I love you. No, you don't love me. Why should I even talk to you again if you don't believe me what I'm saying? Or, okay, I'm going to do this for you. Okay, do it. I want to see you do it. But at least I want to hear it from you. Because otherwise, something that happens, let's say Russia does something, these guys interpret it however they want. And what do we get? This guy's interpretation. Like you see the missile strikes, let's say the Russian missile strikes on Ukraine. 98% of them are reported as killing civilians and civilian infrastructure. How do you know that? Because only one side is telling you that. One side. Don't look at the names. They're all the same. Don't look, oh, CNN said it, MSNBC said it, New Voice of Ukraine said it, Ukrinform said it, Kiev Independent said it, Ukrainska Pravda said it. All these guys are one. One. But they're going to say the same shit. You know, you want an example? I'm going to give you one. Remember the Kakhovka Dam on the Dnieper River that was blown up by whom? Obviously, you know that it was the Russians. How do you know that? How do you know? I tell you how. They all said it. Well, if they all said it, doesn't mean that's true. All right? They all said it. The Ukrainians said it first. The Russians blew it, and the media in the West immediately said, yeah, the Russians did it. The Russians said, no, we didn't do it. The Ukrainians did it. Did you hear that one? No, you didn't. You heard only the Russians saying, you heard the Ukrainians saying the Russian did it. What evidence they provided? No needed. We're just going to scream loud and the public will believe it. Why? Because they're going to go, oh, look, they all say it. It must be true. Who said it first? Is it credible? If it's credible, what's the evidence? We say it. What evidence was provided? I don't remember of any. Oh, first they said it was a Russian missile, then they said no, it was explosives, and then it was something, or what was it? But these guys just bought it, and now it's a given. It's, yeah, the Russians blew it. How? Where? Anyway, that's just an example. So same here. I want to hear what this guy wants to say. And besides, even if Tucker Carlson gets to interview Putin, how easy it would be for that interview to be on the media? You're going to probably have it on Twitter, on X. That's where you're probably going to have it. Anywhere else, it's going to be banned for misinformation, disinformation, promoting hate, promoting this, blah, 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 blah. They're going to find a weasel way to block it. Because we live in the free world, right? My friends, wake the fuck up. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.